Transportation in animals and plants. You have learned earlier that all organisms need food, water, oxygen for survival. They need to transport all these of variations part of their body. Further, animal need transport waste to part from where they can be removed. Have you wondered how all this is achieved? Look at figure 7.1. Do you see the heart and blood vessels? They functions to transport substance and together. From the circulatory system in this chapter, you shall learn about transport of substance in animal and plant. Circulatory system, blood. What happens when you get a cut on your body? Blood flow out. But what is blood? Blood is a fluid which flow in blood vessel. It transports substance like digest food from the small intestine to the other parts of the body. It carries oxygen from the lungs to the cell of the body. It's also transparent for waste for removal from the body. How does the blood carry various of substance? Blood is composed of a fluid called plasma in which different types of cells are surprised. Why is the color of blood red? One types of cell are the red cells RBC, which contain red pigment called hemoglobin. Hemoglobin binds with oxygen and transport it to all parts of the body and ultimately to all the cell. It will be difficult to provide oxygen efficiency to all the cells of the body. Without hemoglobin, the presence of hemoglobin makes blood appear red. The blood also has white blood cells WBC, which fight against germs that may enter our body. Bojo fell down while playing a game and his knees got injured. Blood was coming out from the cut. After some time, he noticed that bleeding had stopped and dark red clot had placed the cut. Bojo was puzzled about this. The clot is formed because of the presence of another type of cell in the blood called platelets. Blood vessels. There are different types of blood vessels in the body. You know that during the inhalation, fresh supply of oxygen fills the lungs. Oxygen has to be transported to the rest of the body. Also, the blood picks up the waste material, including carbon dioxide from the cells. This blood has go back to the heart for transport to the lungs for the remove of carbon dioxide, as you have learned in chapter 6. So two types of blood vessels, arteries and veins, are present in their body. Arteries carry oxygen rich blood from the heart to all parts of the body. Since the blood flow is rapid and at a high pressure, the arteries have thick elastic wall. Let us perform an activity to study the flows of blood through the arteries. Place the middle and index finger of your right hand on the inner side of your left wrist. Can you feel some throbbing movement? Why do you this thing? This is a throbbing. This is This thrombus is called the pulse, and it is due to the blood flowing in the arteries. Count the number of pulse beat in 1 minute. How many pulse beat could you count? The number of beats per minute is called pulse rate. A resting person usually has a pulse rate between 70 to 80 beats per minute. Find other pieces in your body where you can feel the pulse. Record your own pulse beat per minute and those of your classmate. Insert the values you obtained in table 7.1. Compare them. Table 7.8 pulse rate. Veins are the vessels which carries carbon dioxide rich blood from all parts of the body back to the heart. The veins have thin wall. There are walls present in veins which allow blood to flow only towards the heart. Lungs, pulmonary vein, pulmonary artery, veins and artery capillaries. System Blood donation. Hundreds of people die due to the unavailability of blood. Voluntary blood donation is harmless and painless and can be save precious lives. Blood can be donated at hospital and other places authorities by the government. Donated blood are stored with special care in blood bank. I am confused. I have learned that an arteries always carry oxygen-rich blood. Paheli explained that the pulmonary arteries carries blood from the heart, so it is called an artery and not a vein. It carries carbon dioxide-rich blood to the lungs. Pulmonary veins carries oxygen-rich blood from the lungs to heart. Refer 7.2. Do you see the arteries divided into smaller vessels on the reaching the tissue? They divided further into extremely thin tubes called the capillaries. The capillaries join to form veins which empty into the heart. The heart is an organ which beats continuously to act as a pump for the transport of blood, which carries other substance when eaten. Imagine a pump working for the years without stopping absolutely impossible. Yet our hearts work like a pumps non-stop. Let us now learn about the heart. The heart is located in the chest cavity with its lower tip slightly tilted towards the left. Hold your fingers inward on your palms that makes your fist. Your heart is roughly the size of your fist. What happened in the blood rich in the oxygen and the blood rich in carbon dioxide mixed with each other. To avoid this from happening, the heart has four chambers. The two chambers are called the atria, singular atrium, and the two lower chambers are called the ventricle. The partitions between the chamber help to avoid to the lungs, back to the heart from the where it is a pump to the rest of the body. Heartbeat. The walls from the chambers the heart are made of the muscles. These muscles contract and relax rhythmically. This rhythmic contractions followed by its relaxation contractions. A heartbeat. Remember that heartbeat continue every moment of life. If you place your hand on the left side of your chest, you can feel your heartbeat. The doctors feel your heartbeat with the help of an instrument called a stethoscope. A doctor uses a stethoscope as a device to amplify the sound of the heart. It consists of chest pipes that carries a sensitive diaphragm to our pipes and a tube joint. The parts doctor can get clue about the conditions of your tube. Chest pieces heard by listening through the stethoscope. Let us construct a model of the stethoscope with the material that are available around us. Take a small funnel 6 and 7 centimeters diameter for fix a rubber tubes 50 centimeter long. Tightly the stamp of the funnel. Stretch a rubber sheet or balloon on the mouth of the funnel and fix it tightly. With a rubber band, put the open end of tube on your ears places. The mouth of the funnel on your chest near the heart. Now try to listen carefully. Do you hear a regular thumping sound? The sound is that of your heartbeat. How many times did your heart beat in minute? Count again after running 4-5 minutes. Compare your observation. Record your own pumps rate and heart beat and that of your friend. While resting up after running and record in the table 7.2. Do you find any relationship between your heartbeat and pulse rate? Each heart rate generates one pulse in the arteries and the pulse rate per minute indicated the rate of heartbeat. The rhythmic beating of the various chambers of the heart maintain circulations of blood and transport of substance to the different parts of the body. Bujo wondered if sponge and hydra also have a blood. Animals such as a sponge and hydra do not possess any circulatory system. The water in which they live brings food and oxygen. As it enters their bodies, the water carries away waste material and carbon dioxide moves out. Thus, these animals do not need a circulatory fluid like the blood. Let us now learn about the removal of waste other than carbon dioxide. Excretions and animal. Recall how carbon dioxide is removed as a waste from the body through the lungs during the inhalation. Also recall that the undigested food is removed during ingestion. Let us now find out how the other waste material are removed from the body. You may wonder where these unwanted material comes from. When our cells are perform their functions, certain waste products are released. These are toxins and hence needed to be removed from the body. The process of the removal of the waste produced in the cells of living organism is called excretion. The parts of involved in excretion from the excretory systems. Excretory system in human. The waste which is present in the blood has to be removed from the body. How can be done? A mechanism to the filter the blood is required. This is done by the blood capillaries in the kidney. When the blood reaches the two kidneys, it contains both useful and harmful substance. The useful substances are absorbed back into the blood. The waste disclosed in water are removed as urine. From the kidney, the urine goes into the urinary bladder through kidney, ureters, urinary bladder, urethra, urinary openings. Tube-like ureters, it is stored in the bladder and end is passed out through the urinary opening and the end of the muscular tube called urethra. The kidney, ureter, bladders and urethra from the excretory system. An adult human being normally passes about 1 liter of urine in 24 hours. The urine consists of 95% of water, 2.5% urea and 2.5% other waste product. We have all experienced that we sweat on a hot summer day. The sweat contain water and salt. Bujo has seen that sometimes in summer white patches are formed in our cloth, especially in areas like the underarms. These marks are left by salt present in the sweat. Does sweat serve any other function? We know that the water kept in an earthen pot matka is cooler. This is because the water evaporates from the pores of the pot, which causes cooling. Paheli want to know whether other animals also urinate. The way in which waste chemicals are removed from the body of the animal depend on the availability of water. Aquatic animals like fishes excrete cell waste and ammonia, which directly dissolve in water. Some land animals like bird and lizard snake excrete a semi-solid, white-colored compound uric acid. The major excretory product in human in urea. Sometimes a person's kidney may stop working due to the infections or injury. As a result of kidney failure, waste product start accumulating in the blood. Such a person cannot survive unless their body is filtered predictably through an artificial kidney. This process is called a dialysis. Similarly, when we sweat, it helps to cool our body. Transport of substance in plant. In chapter 1, you learned that a plant take a water and minerals, nutrient from the soil through the root and transport it to the leaves. The leaves prepare food from the plant using the water and carbon dioxide. During photosynthesis, you also learned in chapter 6 that food is a source of energy and every cell of the organism get energy by the breakdown of glucose. The cells uses energies to carry out a vital activities of life. Therefore, food must be made available to every cell of an organism. Have you ever wondered how waters and nutrient absorbed by the root and are the transport to the leaves? How is the food prepared by the leaves and carried to the parts which cannot make a food? Transport of waters and minerals. Plant absorb water and minerals by the root. The roots have root hair. The root hair increase the surface area to root for the absorption of the water and mineral nutrients dissolved in the water. The root hair is a contact with the water present between the soil particles. Can you guess how water moves from the root to the leaves? What kind of transport system is present in plant? Bojo thinks that a plant may have pipes to transport water to the entire plant like we have in our homes for the supply of water. Well, Vujo is right. Plants have pipe-like vessels to transport water, nutrient from the soil. The vessels are made of special cell-forming vascular tissues. A tissue is a group of cells that perform a specialized function. In organism, the vascular tissue for the transport of water, nutrients in the plant is called the xylem. The xylem forms a containing networks of the channel that connects root to the leaves through the stem and branches and thus transport waters to the entire plant. Paheli says her mother puts a ladyfinger and other vegetable in water if they are some wheat dry. She want to know how water enter into them. You know that leaves synthesize food. The food has to be transported to the all parts of the plant. This is done by the vascular tissue called a phloem. Xylem and phloem transport substance in plant. We would require a glass tumbler for red link, tumbler seed, balsam and blood of this cavity. Pour water to fill up 1/3 of the tumbler and few drops of red link to the water. Cut the bases of the stem, herbs and spices in the glass and sow. Figure 7.8. Observe it the next day. Stem and place in colored water. Water moves up in the stem in large view of oxygen of stem. Does any part of the herb appear red? If you, how do you think the colors reaches other? You can cut a stem across and look at for the red color inside a stem. From this activity, we see that water moves up the stem. In other words, stem conduct water just like the red link minerals dissolve in water also moved up the stem along with the water. Water and minerals go to the leaves and other plant part through the narrow tubes xylem inside a stem. Bujo want to know why plants absorb a large quantity of water from the soil. Then gives it is by transpirations. Transpiration. In class 6, you learn that the plants release a lot of water by the process of transpiration. Plants absorb mineral nutrients and water from the soil. Not all the water absorbed is utilized by plant. The waters evaporate through the stomata present on the surface of leaves. By the process of transpiration, the evaporations of water from leaves generate a such section of pulls that you product when you suck water through a straw, which can pull water to the great height in the tall trees. Transpiration also cools the plant. Ammonia, artery, blood vessels, capillaries, circulatory system, dialysis, excretion, exhaustive system, hemoglobin. Heartbeat, kidney, phloem, plasma, platelets, pulse, red blood cells, root hairs, stethoscope, sweat. Tissue, urea, ureta, uric acid, urinary bladder, vein, white blood cells, xylem. What do you learn? In most animals, the blood that circulates in the body distributes food and oxygen to different cells of body. It also carries waste product from different parts of the body from excretions. Circulatory system has consist of their heart and blood vessels. In humans, blood flow through the arteries and veins and the heart act pumping organ. Blood consists of plasma, RBC, WC and platelets. Blood is red due to the presence of red pigment hemoglobin. The human heart beat about 70-80% per minute in adult person. This is called heart rate. Artery carries blood from the heart to all the part of the body. Veins carry blood from all the part of the body back to the heart. Removal of waste product from the body is called excretions. Excretory system of humans consists of 2 kidney, 2 ureters and urinary bladder and urethra. Salt and urea are removed along with water and sweat. Fish excrete waste substance such as the ammonia which directly dissolve in water. Bird, insect and lizard excrete uric acid and semi-uric form. Water and mineral nutrients are absorbed by root from the soil. Nutrients are transported along with water to the entire plant via the vascular tissue called xylem. The vascular tissue from transport of food to various parts of the plant in phloem. A lot of water is lost by plant in the form of vapor through the stomata during transpiration. Transpiration generates a force of which pulls up water absorbed by the root from the soil to reach the stem and leaves. Match structures given column 1 and function 2. स्टोमेटा क्या करता है? स्टोमेटा जो है ट्रांसपिरेशंस. जाइलम क्या करता है? ट्रांसपोर्ट ऑफ वाटर. रूट हेयर्स absorbing of water. Phylum क्या करता है? ट्रांसपोर्ट ऑफ फूड. Fill in the blanks. The blood from the heart is transported all the part of the body, the arteries. Hemoglobin is present in RBC cells. Arteries and veins are joined by the network of. The rhythmic expansion and contraction of heart is called. The main excreted product in human beings. Urea. Sweat contains water and salt. Kidneys eliminate the waste materials in the liquid form is called. Water reaches great height the trees because of suction pull caused by them. Choose the correct option. In plant, water is transported through xylem. Water absorption through root can be increased by keeping the plant in the shade, in the dim light, under the fan, covered with the polythene bag. Why is the transport of material necessary in plant in animals? And explain. What will be happen? There are two platelets in the blood. What are stomata? Give two function of stomata. Does transpiration serve any useful function in the plant? Explain. What are the component of food? Why is the blood needed all the parts of body? What makes the blood look red? Describe the function of heart. Why is it necessary to excrete a waste product? Thank you for watching.